Hi there, Chris back with another Bush Kids video for the Fabulous 40 Challenges, and today we're going to have a look at how to make a walking stick. Whilst you're out in the countryside, you might come across sticks that are discarded in the hedgerows, or if you're walking in woodland, often they've done some clearing, might be some sticks on the side, or maybe even if you've got a bit of property or in your back garden, there might be trees that need to be removed, and you might be able to have a perfect stick, ideal for your needs. I've been out and I've cut myself a little piece of fresh hazel. We're currently in the middle of coppicing, cutting back the plants on site, so I've managed to pick the best stick I could find just for my needs, and I will show you quickly how to make a walking stick and the features that I look for in a good stick. So stay with me and let's see what we can get up to. Right, the tools I've opted for today, I'm going to be using my Swiss Army knife to do a little bit of whittling, a little bit of fine carving, but for the big work I'm going to be using this folding saw. Now before you start these projects, make sure you've had a look at the safe knife use and safe saw use videos. We want to go out and make something awesome. We don't want to make a mess and end up with a visit to the hospital. So I picked a bit of a monster of a branch here. This is probably maybe 6 meters long. So of course the first thing I want to do is cut it down to size. But the pieces I'm after are this really nice fork, and down here, if we can make that out, I've got a little bit of a hook. So what I'm going to do first of all is cut just below the hook and trim off this fork area. You get my folding saw out, but first get my work in place, hold it with this hand and sew with my right, and they're ready to go. Nice and slow. I've got my first groove. There we go. Clean off the blade, close it up. Now I'm going to reposition it for my next cut. Now this branch is actually quite thin, so I'm going to use the saw on my Swiss Army knife and just show you how I would use that. So that's a good spot to rest it in. My hand's nice and safely out of the way. I can open up my knife. Nice safe angle so it's not going to slip back onto my fingers. Now it's got a little bit jammed there. Watch my fingers. Take it out, reposition and carry on. It's getting jammed up because this branch is squeezing in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut from the other direction now. There we go. Now as I've got this saw out and it's big enough to deal with this branch, I'm going to carry on. Now same thing's happened, it's starting to jam up. So I'm going to take the saw out and come in from the other side. There we go. Clean the blade, close it up. So here we have the walking stick. Now it's a nice height for me. I can bend my arm, and the reason I like the fork is it gives you this lovely little place to rest your thumb. What I'm going to do now is just a little bit of carving just to make it a little bit more suited to my needs. And for that I'm going to use my Swiss Army knife. I'm going to small blade, seated position, elbows on my knees, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to round over the end here. And the reason we do that is so this is the part that we're going to be hitting the ground with whilst we're walking. And I want to just protect the edge. If I don't do this, it has the risk of kind of curling over and mushrooming. So keeping my fingers well out of the way, slow little cuts away from me. There we go. Now you can see what we've done here. We've just rounded over that edge, so that now when I'm walking on the floor with it, it's not going to damage it. It's actually going to preserve it a little bit better. I'm going to do the same thing on the top here, just because it looks good. Now that's really important. We're making something, and hopefully it'll last us a long time. So let's take our time, have pride in our work, and produce something that we're happy with. But if we make a mistake, it's okay. We just need to go out and find another stick. Little cuts away from myself. There's no one else around, so I've got no worry that anyone's going to come into my blood bubble. Trim the top there. Now what I could do is start to remove the bark and start to flake off a little bit. I might do that later on. But what I've created here is this walking stick to rest my thumb in, and this little hook, I'll let you into a secret, is ideal for going round and hooking branches that have apples on them, pulling them down so you can reach. Now there's my walking stick. I look forward to seeing some of your results. It's a fabulous 40 Bush Kiddz challenges. Take care.